Okay, the very last song that I have to profile for you is John Lennon's Give Peace a Chance. Now, probably of all of the recording artists that I've gone over today, John Lennon might be the most epically famous one. And if you've never heard of him before, if the name sounds kind of familiar, it's probably from him being in the Beatles. He was one of the founding members of the Beatles, and I would say John Lennon and Paul McCartney of the four Beatles were the two most famous ones. They got the most press. But John Lennon, when the Beatles break up, he goes on to have a pretty solid, independent recording career where he's a solo artist. Now, John Lennon, if you don't know anything about him, he is the quintessential hippie. And just look at him in the video, because even though it isn't an actual, legit studio made, music video, whoever put this one together, it's a lot of images of John Lennon playing music back in the Vietnam War era, and some videos of protests and stuff. By this point, he does not look at all like he looked when he was back in the Beatles in the early 1960s. Back then, they were all clean cut. They kind of had that, boy band look about them. Now he is totally a flower child hippie type dude with a beard and long hair. And man, he is about as left wing as you can get. That's probably kind of a common theme we're getting today out of this music, because I think the vast majority of music about the Vietnam War is typically against the Vietnam War or pointing out problems with it. The one exception I had for you today was Charlie Daniels. He's the one really conservative guy that kind of gives a different take, but even his song takes some dark twists. Now, John Lennon's Give Peace a Chance, what do you think that song's about? It's all about ending the Vietnam War and saying how it's, John Lennon openly thought that this is a rotten conflict, that we should not be over there, that America's acting like an empire trying to extend its influence. So even though he's actually not an American citizen, he was a British citizen, he still was very active in American politics. Now, that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. John Lennon is absolutely a controversial guy. He had a lot of people that hated his guts, but he had a lot of huge fans too. So I'll let you make up your own mind about him, but I thought at the very least this is worth sharing with you. And there's some really cool imagery on this one. Now, don't think that the 6 songs I profiled today are the only songs about the Vietnam War. Probably more so than any other war that I'm aware of in history, in world history, I would say the Vietnam War has way more songs made about it than anything else. And of course, it's because it is a controversial war. It lasted for a very long time, and it just happened to be taking place in what I would regard as the golden age of music. I think the 1960s and 70s, man, a lot of great tunes were coming out at that time. And then with the war happening too, a lot of them just happened to tie into this conflict. So give this one a listen. He's got a lot of random stuff in there. Obviously, the song is about giving peace a chance and ending the war. But man, he talks about a whole lot of random stuff. So try to follow along if you can. He really starts dropping stuff really quick, but I think it has some pretty interesting lyrics, and it's worth giving a listen to at least once. All right, I hope you enjoyed all the tunes I played for you today. Fairly easy day in class. Hopefully it was enjoyable and engaging for you. Yeah.